Hi, everybody. My name is David Elkanich, and I am a newer shareholder at Buckhalter. I joined the firm back in April of this year, 2021. I am chair of the firm's new professional responsibility group, and I am located in the Portland and Seattle offices. I moved to the Northwest after growing up in Arizona and going to school in Tucson at the University of Arizona. I attended law school at the University of Oregon and have been in the Northwest ever since. I began my career here in Portland as a criminal defense attorney and then spent several years at a public defender's office trying cases before leaving to private practice. Sure. My practice focuses primarily on legal ethics, risk management, and discipline defense. First, I provide risk management advice to lawyers, law firms, in-house legal departments, as well as students and other professionals on a variety of ethics issues. This can range from analyzing conflicts of interest or helping clients resolve tricky fee disputes and manage difficult clients to more complex internal investigations and law firm dissolutions and partnership disputes. I help lawyers navigate the rules of professional conduct and find strategies to allow them to more effectively represent their clients. Second, I defend lawyers and other professionals when they have regulatory or licensing issues. I often represent lawyers at the first letter from a bar association, and if the matter cannot get dismissed, then through trial, all the way to appeal, oftentimes direct appeal to the Supreme Court if necessary. Over the past year and a half, I have been fortunate to have been able to brief and argue 3 precedent-setting cases before the Oregon Supreme Court involving lawyer ethics and professional responsibility. 2 were completely in favor of the lawyer respondent, and the third resulted in a better result than at trial and really shaped the law on an important issue when lawyers may respond to negative social media posts. Although a substantial portion of my practice involves defending lawyers who are accused of violating the rules of professional conduct, the regulatory work I do can be quite diverse. For example, I represent judges before the Judicial Conduct Commission. I help students and other professionals seeking to obtain a professional license. And I represent parties before the Government Ethics Commission and those accused of consumer protection issues. But there's a lot I do that doesn't really fit neatly in either category either. I sometimes act as an expert witness on ethics issues and defend lawyers or other parties on sanctions issues and motions to withdraw or motions to be disqualified. And I have a small civil practice too, having defended many different types of cases over the years. I looked at a number of firms before coming over to Buckhalter, and I ultimately chose Buckhalter because of the opportunity to continue to grow my practice, to lead a team, and work with highly skilled and talented partners. Buckhalter was excited about my practice area and offered me an opportunity to lead a firm-wide group, which was something that I couldn't pass up. I had been eager to lead my own group and to develop an ethics and professional responsibility team that would not only provide clients excellent representation, but also would be on the forefront of the legal and ethical issues affecting lawyers and other professionals. My goal is to have Buckhalter be the first name that lawyers and other professionals think of when they have ethics questions, need creative solutions, or face an inquiry from a regulatory body. In addition, although my practice is a national practice, I was looking for a firm that had an established presence in the Pacific Northwest, and specifically an office in Seattle in addition to Portland. A large portion of my practice involves representing clients in Washington, and it was critical for me to choose a firm that had a presence in Seattle, and Buckhalter's team of lawyers and staff in Seattle is excellent. Finally, I wanted to work in a firm that cared about my opinions, that involved me in firm decisions, and that was transparent. I came over to Buckhalter when most law firms were still working remotely, and yet I knew from the first meeting with the Buckhalter folks that this was the right fit for me. My lawyer and law firm clients have felt many challenges during the COVID world. I often talk to lawyers about innovation in the practice of law and how lawyers can utilize technology to provide more efficient and better legal services to clients. But I think we all know that lawyers are sometimes slow to innovate. I mean, many law schools still teach law the same way they did 100 years ago. But I was impressed with how quickly lawyers and law firms innovated during the pandemic to move to remote practices, to adjust virtual court, and to rethink how to move client matters forward when the courts weren't open and most people rarely left their homes. And going forward, lawyers will need to incorporate the lessons learned during the pandemic so that lawyers continue to innovate how we deliver legal services to clients. And this may include better utilization of technology, developing new fee structures, and exploring alternative business structures. Well, outside of direct work for clients, I try to spend as much time as possible with my wife and 3 boys. But outside of my personal life, I believe it's important to stay involved in my legal community. And it's important for me to give back to the community and to make efforts to improve it. To that extent, I'm an adjunct professor at Lewis and Clark Law School here in Portland, where I teach ethics. And I've done so in the spring every year since about 2012, except for one. I suppose outside of that, I like to run. It clears my head. I like to read. I enjoy going to the coast and hoping my Portland Trailblazers win a championship.